Right, that's not as good as the last one I did. I don't know what happened. Spirit decided to bugger about with the video and stop it. So I've had to start again. Have you noticed that the lights aren't flickering lately? And a note to them, something's changed. So if they flicker any time during the read, then it's important. But don't get freaked out by it. Today's card is a death card. It's not about death. It's about regeneration. It's about shedding a skin. Thursday the 13th of July. Not Thursday, sorry, Saturday. So that was June. Now we're looking at July. There we are. Saturday the 13th, Moon in Libra. So it's about legal matters, the colon and prostate for you lads, for health issues, the groin, the marital home, and open enemies, Libra. The song is quite strange because Mum's a Scorpio. It's one of her favourites when I was a kid. Carmen Miranda. I don't know what it's actually called. It's something about rum and Coca-Cola and working for the Yankee Dollar. So it could be with the Yankee Dollar investments. Oh, we've got Conan's. We haven't had that for ages. So that's kith and kin, family. It's also, do you understand? So Spirit wants to know if you understand them now. I'm trying everything I can to show you how it works. But you've got to do some work yourself. So you've seen the astrology charts that I've been posting. I've tried to put them on as much as I can because you need to know your chart, your birth chart, and you can get free sites anywhere where they will tell you for free what your birth chart is. Just put your name, well, you don't even have to put your name in, just your date of birth and your time of birth. And then you will have 12 houses with signs in. And each of those houses is ruled by something. And when I say a sign in the read, if you can find it in your chart, you know that that's the part that you've got to think about. So, if you're clever, you can get at least 3 reads out of this. Your chart, the current chart, and the extra hidden one from Spirit. So 12th house is about prisoners, sacrifices, martyrs and victims. And we've got Mars, so war. And then we've got Virgo, which is healing. Hospital doors, the lockdown, healthcare workers. So there is some sort of an empath that is at war with something. Could be a family member. So Virgo rules overthinking, the abdomen, the intestines, health services, and Pisces, the 12th house, is about, like I said, prisoners, stuff like that. And Mars is about war, or the impetus to move forward to make that new beginning. So Carmen Miranda, she was very, very tiny. Latin American, I think. Not sure though. And she used to wear like a bowl of fruit on her head. 1940s films, I think. That my mum thought she was brilliant because she was only tiny. Little pocket rocket. So, Miranda could be, I don't know, could be important. And Carmen. And Miranda, I know them recently, is that tall lass on telly. It's always getting herself into trouble, a bit socially awkward. So, any or all of the things that come out of my mouth could be important. You may know somebody like that. Right, let's go then. So we're looking for the death card, like I said, the Grim Reaper. You reap what you sow. Endings and new beginnings. And we can't forget working for the Yankee dollar. So investments, maybe. Maybe you need to get some dollars for your holidays. About reproductive organs and shared resources, Scorpio. So finance and sex. There it is. So unfortunately there's an issue there. Somebody's staying in the comfort zone. The problem with that is Spirit won't let you do that. Whether you like it or not, they're going to break you out. Or you're going to have to break out by yourself, should I say. Because if somebody helps you out of this situation, like they liken it to a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. If you help a butterfly out of the cocoon, its wings will not be strong enough to fly and it will die. So you have to go through this struggle by yourself. Having said that, you will have Archangel Michael there to fight beside you. He'll come in many forms. Could be a professional person, a male figure, someone like a doctor, a spiritual leader, or a lawyer. Michael finds lost souls, the people that feel like they've nothing worth living for. He's also Libra. So, we did say, didn't we? Was it the moon in Libra? I think it is. So, he's a mighty warrior. So, there we are. War, Mars. And a protector. But there we are, stuck in our comfort zone. So today's card is neutral, but we know because it's in the reverse that we have to step outside our comfort zone because this isn't a good place to be. Unless you're healing or need to regroup. So we've got the pale horse twice. It does mean Kent, it means England, but it's one of the horses of the apocalypse. I can't remember which one. This is Leo energy. So when we look at the chart, we're looking for Leo, Scorpio. And it could be that we're looking at 13 degrees in Scorpio or 19 degrees in Leo. Either way, this is talking about walls being built and some sentinels watching. because somebody is deliberately trying to block your path. Travel will not take place. You're blocked from travelling. Issues also with children, holiday delays even. It's a dark place, but you're put there by someone else who's blocking your path. You may feel like a failure. 6 days is mentioned. Something hasn't gone to plan. You lost the battle, not the war. This looks like a pity party. You're overthinking things. There's the prisoner, a mental prisoner of your own making. 12th house. Leo again is massively important, so this is a power struggle. 8 and 26. And there we go with Mars. The battle. Another battle. Constant battles. People making mountains out of molehills. And explosive events. So, you may want to retreat. There is karmic issues, which is this a heart and back, but it means you have to be courageous. You have to have courage. You can tame the beast, whether it's an external energy or an internal one, but you have to have courage. And if you have been ill, this is healing, especially of the heart and back. If we're talking about somebody that you want to connect it to in spirit, these numbers could be birthdays, dates for your diary, anniversaries of their passing, door numbers, anything to do with them. The heart and back is mentioned more than once. And like we said, the reproductive organs. Could be the reason the past. The name Michael could be important. But somebody here is feeling defeated. They feel like they've already lost this war, and they haven't. But you are going to have to keep fighting. We've lost something, because we've gone from the 6 to the 5. So we've lost that energy, that passion for the fight. We want to retreat and lick our wounds. But we have the moral high ground, Spirit is saying. We aren't, just because we feel like we're losing doesn't mean we're not right. Protect yourself, especially from those in uniform, those of a darker complexion, businessmen. And this is a warning that someone that was, so any or all of those, but this is also a warning that anybody that was once accepted into the family could now be a dangerous enemy. It could be a businessman that's lost everything. It's the cuckoo in the nest. It's the Capricorn. It's about being used, being financially unstable and emotionally unstable. Well, stability is not there, not emotions, sorry, but it is finances and stability. Techno nosedive in a big way. There's the Scorpio energy. So Scorpio is 21st of October, 21st of November. Capricorn is the 20th of January, 20th of December, 20th of January. They can be male or female, but if that is not a Capricorn, it is a businessman, a man in uniform, somebody with a dark complexion, somebody who's lost everything. And they're out to use and abuse to get their way. Scorpio, on the other hand, is love on a large scale. love for yourself, love for others, but it's about transforming your energy. Yeah, now we have two women, one dark, one fair, which is strange because she's dark when she should be fair, and she's fair when she should be dark because of the nature of the deck. This is usually a widow or a divorcee. Aquarius energy, which is 20th of December to 20th of January. This lady likes wearing blue, so this is about the throat. This is about speaking, therapy, exercising the ghosts of the past. It could be someone you miss in spirit, or it could be something from your childhood that needs to be dealt with. But what's really important is this lady is this gentleman's perfect partner. They're both quite detached. They don't need anyone in their life. So if they choose to be together, it is very important. But they are both guarded. They are both detached in a certain way, very clear thinking and logical. So this is a good card. So if you're seeking advice from a doctor, priest or lawyer, priest means any spiritual person, guidance, so it doesn't have to be an actual priest. The air signs or the element of air is what's needed. Oh, and there we are. So Joe, if you're watching, that would be your dad's card. Usually he's a stonemason. This one is a carpenter joiner. This is about qualifying as a doctor or a nurse, perhaps. This is about possibly 3 years study, but it's also about laying the foundations for something better, a new team, a green light from spirit to move on. The master craftsman, standing on your own 2 feet, being financially and emotionally independent, within or without relationships, within or without a company. You are able to stand alone if you have to. Very successful financially. It's really the best place to be a number 9, because the 10 means that it's ending. It's coming to an end. This is where the best that you can get. There will still be something missing. There will still be something that you would like more, but you can't really beat it. It's also 9 years. So we've got 3 years and 9 years mentioned. And somebody's realised they have to let go. The name Alice is important with this one. So really it's because Alice, remember, she couldn't get through that little door. She thought she couldn't, but there's always a way. And she found something to eat or drink to shrink or get bigger whenever needed. So you maybe need to shrink your ego to get through that doorway, to be more humble. You have to let go, even if you don't want to. Don't try and control others, because we've got the control in there. Just look after yourself, mind your own business, because what's yours is yours, always will be yours, and can't be taken from you. It will come back to you. It might not come back to you in the same shell, same person. It might not come back to you in the same way or in the time that you want, but you can't stamp your feet and say it has to be this way, because spirit know what's best for you. They see your life from start to finish. So it may be that you lose touch with a friend, but if they're true friends, you will always come back together. And there we have. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Take that risk. Jump off the cliff and make your wings on the way down. This is Richard. Dick Whittington to some, and the mention of those born in the year of the dog. He holds the key to the future, but it's about taking risks with no fear. So coming out of your comfort zone. I always tell you the story, don't I, about him coming to London to make his fortune. He was thought of as the fool in the village, and people laughed at him behind his back because he talked about the streets of London being paved with gold. And we all know that's not true, don't we? But he was prepared to work hard. He didn't want to go back to the village and look a fool, so he persevered. And though it didn't go quite how he expected it, he managed to make a fortune and become Lord Mayor of London anyway. So, number 22, massively important, positive energy. And it's the only major arcana that we've got in this one. So this is about you and your fear, because you don't want to be trapped by an irrational fear that you're overthinking. There is nothing there to stop her from getting up and walking away, except her own thoughts. There's nobody there. She just believes there is. The threat. The mind plays tricks on people. So maybe that's why you need the therapy. You need to get it out. You need to speak. You need to face your fears. Yeah. Because you are seeing friends as enemies and enemies as friends. You may be your own worst enemy. This is about harsh words that were spoken, possibly as a child. This is about alienation of children by the parents, using them as pawns. So that could be what you need to realise triggers you. You can overcome this enemy. You are strong enough. Gemini. Gemini is the 21st of May to 21st of June. You are loved. We've got another couple. Not only are they financially stable, but they are in charge of their emotions. Unconditional love. Two people that love each other unconditionally. They know they don't want to own the other person. They just want them to be happy. Whether that's with them or without them. They're prepared to let them go and be free because they know they're meant to be together and they will always come back together. Cancer energy. So, male or female, 21st of June to 21st of July. But there's issues here. Something from the past or someone from the past that triggers you. Child abuse. Childhood trauma. Or recent trauma. Because this is just the past. Looking back at the past. But it is also about children. And there she is again. Same card on the same card. So that must be important. So you are being a divorced or widowed woman. Possibly you feel like you've failed. You feel some sort of shame. The blame shame game. Or you're trying to blame or shame someone else for moving on. If they've moved on, they're doing you a favour. Simple as that. You might not like that, but they are. Because if you love two people, go with the second one. You never loved the first one in the first place. This is about being clear, thinking clearly, seeing things clearly. In the old days, people don't like it when I say this, but in the old days, the marriage vows and everything, it was till death us do part. But that was clearly because people were very lucky if they lived till they was 30. Now we're living till 190. So some relationships just cannot function for that long. It's as simple as that. Unless you are independent and detached within that relationship and have your own hobbies, your own friends, the freedom to be you, the unconditional love. So, see, this is Pisces and Neptune. This is the explosive events. This is lightning strike. There's a real possibility of fire and flood, of losing a home, of something being destroyed, relationships, friendships, businesses. But whoever this is, or which part of your life this is, you don't realise it's a blessing in disguise. It's also passionate encounters, because the tower is a phallic symbol. But most of all, it's about bringing those walls crashing down, either being prepared to be vulnerable and honest, or destroying something so that you can find a new team, build new foundations. You don't want to build ivory towers that become your prison, because what you own owns you. And the more you've got mortgages and cars and stuff like that, the more money you're going to have to make, the more time you're going to spend away from your family. 16. Positive energy, because it's a blessing in disguise. And now we've got codependency. So this card is contradicting itself. So it's about whether you are strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet, whether you are clinging to something or someone and trying to control them because that's the way you want it to be. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not the way it works. Spirit have a funny way of taking things from you. They're giving you a gift, and that gift is the chalice of the womb, which we talked about with Scorpio, or the conception of a child, idea, new business, whatever it is. But your cup will be full, and it won't be filled by this gentleman. It will be filled by yourself. Your cup is never half empty or half full. It's refillable by you. And as long as you love yourself without ego, not big-headedness, just loving yourself unconditionally, stop blaming yourself, beating yourself up, you're going to be fine. 1 month. There may have been, for some, a miscarriage or a termination, or a business that didn't take off, something that you tried to create that didn't work. And Spirit is saying you may get another chance. So, let's see. It's about, like I said, gaining knowledge, learning the hard lessons in life, and understanding. It's also about family. So understanding that everybody's human. We all make mistakes. So the name Ken could be important, funny enough. Ken goes with this one. Knowledge, the sentinel. Whoa, what did we say? Somebody blocking our path, that sentinel on the top of the wall. There we go. Heimdall. Ken is known to all by its pale, bright flame. It always burns where princes sit within. So, princes sit where the princes sit. There's a conundrum. The Anglo-Saxons called this rune Ken or Ken, C or K, while the ancient Norse referred to it as Korn, K or hard C. So, Quanas is the flame of a torch cut from the branch of a pine tree. Its one light keeps the darkness at bay and allows the sentinel to protect his charges from harm. The torch, so there's the protection from harm. We've got no wands here though, and the wands are what we need for this torch. As associations, it can symbolise learning, especially the knowledge handed down. So there's your apprenticeships, your learning, your study. From generation to generation, which is why the word Quanas and Ken are related to our word of kin or kindred, as in kindred spirits, like these couples are. The symbolism of the flame can additionally be applied to passion, which is what the tarot is about, and Mars. Because without that passion, further generations would not exist. So what you want to create cannot happen. On the other hand, the word corn also resembles the Norse word of wasting or ulcer. So ulcers, stomach ulcers, or growths in the womb. And they come about because in maintaining the flame, the kindling that provides its fuel is eventually consumed. So you've drained it. You've drained your power. You look for the owl because the owl is mentioned, which is another watchman and wisdom. So the owl is the 23rd of November to the 21st of December, which is Sagittarius. The rune Kunas is associated with the trustworthy gatekeeper of the gods, Heimdall, a deity as mysterious and brooding as the pine forests. Heimdall was the son of Odin, and it was his job to prevent mortals and giants from crossing the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost, as it was prophesied that they would do, thereby bringing about Ragnarok, or the end of the world, or the twilight of the gods. He was ever watchful and was thus identified with a vigilant owl. Heimdall was known as the Shining God and was personified as the torch or beacon. He stood between Asgard and the world of humankind and is credited for passing on the knowledge of the runes to mortals. Bonfires and beacons lit upon mountaintops, so we did that in 2000 for the millennium, didn't we? In order to pass on news of great importance. So news of great importance is coming. It could be November the 5th because we've talked about Sagittarius, and bonfire night here is November and the beacons would be lit. But for you it may be a different day if there's a bonfire. So Quanas. The most obvious meaning of this rune is gaining and passing on of knowledge. However, we should not forget its connection with passion, which can be felt in both the physical and mental sense. One may be passionate about a subject or a person, for example. The two concepts are often strangely mixed together, just as the ancient Anglo-Saxon verb kennen meant both to conceive and to bring forth from the mind. So the Ace of Cups, the conception. In more mundane terms, kunas can mean the start of a consuming love affair and the sparks of a meaningful relationship that will teach both parties a thing or two about life. It is one of the most positive routes, leading you on a path of new discovery. It is also an indicator of safety, so you are safe. Path of new discovery. Because in some mystical sense, you are being watched over as thoroughly as if Heimdall or the vigilant owl were guarding you from danger. A sudden, powerful insight, which is when the sun comes out, but it's being dimmed because people don't want you to see clearly. So the shock may be what makes it happen, is also likely. And you may feel touched by the clarity of vision, just like these two are. Very, very clear vision that you have never known before. And for some of you, this will mean a loss of love, friendship, and old loyalties. Someone lets you down. There we go. You may feel yourself to be adrift, abandoned, with little idea of what to do next. However, Kunas is primarily associated with learning, so it's important to remember that some lessons are hard ones. It may be that it's time to let go. Yes, there we are, let go of the past and move on. All will be revealed in time. Please don't panic. The lessons that you need to learn will become evident to you, and you will soon find the right path, even if the guiding light of Kunas seems to be dimmed at this time. So, don't worry, is what they're saying. 12th house, we know, is of prisoners. So someone may be going to prison or coming out of prison. It is about the feet and toes, so issues there. It's prisons, institutions, the colour green, which is your heart chakra. The return, karma, family secrets perhaps that need to come out. Reconnections, hidden enemies. Well done, Spirit. Confinement, reparation for any past misdeeds, sacrifice, surrender, institutions, and the collective unconsciousness. So what we all know, but don't know we know, which is quite a funny way of saying it, but there's no other way of saying it. So we have Mars in Virgo. Go find him. There he is. So this is about passion. Mars, what can we tell you about Mars before we start? It's about your free will, your assertion, your aggression, your virility, your self-preservation, lust, passion, male sexuality, energy, heat, anger, angst, rage, masochism, vigorous impatience and burning. You need patience. Detriment is Libra, we've got there. Exaltation in Capricorn, we've got there. And the fall in Cancer, we've got there. So, it symbolises a primitive initiatory force. The position of the planet Mars on a chart reveals how assertive an individual is. So which house you're assertive in is where Mars is. This dynamic planet personifies the lust for conquest and the survival instincts. It is concerned with virility, passion, masculinity and potency. Willful Mars is so wrapped up in its own personal needs that it can appear antisocial. What did I say? The urge to go out and make things happen or to defend and preserve what has already been gained can manifest as assertion or aggression, depending on how Mars is placed. Its force can be felt as an energizing, cleansing flame of anger or of festering sore of rage and resentment. The second is not so good because that poisons you from the inside. When Mars is placed in a sign that is already strongly self-defensive, its effects is to exasperate the characteristics. So if you're already fiery tempered, this is not going to be good for you, so rein it in. If you're quite timid, this is going to be good for you because you're going to start putting your foot down. So, Virgo, in Mars in Virgo, quietly assertive. Did you hear that? The quiet bit. Quietly assertive, restrained, cautious, lacking vitality, we don't want that, hard-working and practical. Mars in Virgo pays attention to the small details and is attracted to practical partners. However, they do tend to get stuck because of their analysis paralysis, so you overthink things and blame the cells because they're very critical of the cells. So don't do that. You've got to stand up for yourself. The third house of messages, communication, 27. I would add to that grandfathers are important because there's too much on this that I can't ignore it. So, 27. Oh, you won't believe this. There we are. So, there we are again. Joe, if you're watching, he's definitely made himself, after our conversation, he's definitely made himself aware. So, masons, builders, craftsmen, Masonic even, doorways, green lights. Somebody here may send a drunk text. Please don't do that. You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you. Please don't send any drunk text. The name Ray could be important. You need to zone out. Zen, the art of writing. So if you're going to use your words, use them carefully. Words have power. Now is the time to get your point across. With this card, you may also get a clearer direction as to the way to proceed. The third house also represents neighbourhoods and siblings. It's Gemini energy. So we've got all the air signs now. Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. More detached, more clear thinking. The third house is the area of our astrological chart that reveals how we think, how we speak, how we communicate. So if your third house doesn't have an air sign and it's got a water sign in there, you will think emotionally. If your third house has a fire sign in there, you will think passionately. And if you've got an air sign in there, you'll be more practical and more grounded. It signifies our need to know and demonstrates how we put our concepts and thoughts into words. You are in search of answers and in need of unlocking mysteries, but your mind is agile. Yes, it is. We know it is. And you are able to grasp every detail right now. You may wish to express this mental suppleness through writing, speaking, researching subject matter. Always research before you open your mouth, be sure of your facts, which has always intrigued you. Libraries may call to you, and I was talking to Joe about this as well today. This is uncanny. So, we need to read physical books because the internet is changing history and words. You may suddenly wake up with an idea that could turn out to be very lucrative. You may even be toying with the idea of writing a book, starting a blog, perhaps a screenplay, or a position at a local news media outlet. There will never be a better time than now, because this, believe it or not, is starting a new business for some. Even if you feel like you've failed in the old one. As well as the dreamy or imaginative writing and poetry, the third house also represents dexterity, swiftness, curiosity, figuring out the mechanisms and making things work. So this could mean expressing yourself about something rather technical. The third house, more than any other, is the house of the mind. Mercury is about giving and receiving information. When this card turns up in a reading, there is a need to uncover all that you can and relate that information to others. So do your research. Also an area of commerce and sales. The third house card represents itself in a reading. It can indicate a time of buying and selling and becoming involved in retail transactions made over the internet. Issues dealing with siblings may come up. Yes, negative ones probably. There may be questions you must resolve to do with brothers and sisters. Your neighbourhood may even be going through some changes. The third house also signifies the neighbourhood, so expect events that will make a difference. We haven't got that. Look for noise and radical changes that you may not be happy with. Remember that you have to be careful how you put your thoughts and feelings into words, because other people may not be as warm and receptive to your words and ideas as you hope they'd be. You'll be talking your way into or out of a situation. However, you will be mentally able to grapple with the issue and sort it out well. Important documents and paperwork are indicated, and this won't be your everyday type of paper shuffling. This matter will be more significant than usual. This card also indicates a fortunate time to start a business of your own, perhaps working in translation, creating software, or something to do with deciphering codes. And even this is deciphering a code, a message that Spirit is giving us. You may also become involved in studying other languages or anything related to working towards a common good. Meditation and relaxation are suggested when this card presents itself, because you need to fill your cup, re-energize. If the Neptune, which we've got both there, or Pisces, is in the third house, your thoughts are likely inspired ones, and you could have psychic or mediumistic communications. Go figure. So 3 years is mentioned. And there it is again. 12th house. Surrender. Let go. Let go is Alice there. Where's she gone? She's letting go. She's choosing to be free. Going with the flow. Well done, Spirit. Surpassed yourself again. So, surrender is the fairy of freedom and flow. She has let go of everything that's been holding her back, and she is ready to fly and be free, unrestrained. You can feel the sense of peace that comes over her, and she is open to whatever is coming her way. Eyes closed and trusting what lies ahead is exactly what she needs and has asked for. Surrender is here to teach us that whatever you are holding on to, maybe it's time to let go and let yourself be free. Sometimes we hold on to behaviours or beliefs that may have served us in the past, but no longer do so in the present. By drawing this card, it's time to take a look at these patterns or situations that are holding you back and ask yourself, is this in my best interests? Are you still in fight, flight, freeze mode from a past relationship? If not, take steps to change it. Let go and move ahead. Start following the path that gives you joy. If it makes you smile, it's for you, as long as it is in your best interest. Surrender may also be trying to tell you to be yourself. Don't follow the crowd if that isn't you. Create your own path. Be true to yourself. Follow your intuition, that gut feeling, which we've got with a Virgo. That never lets you down. That is your true self and all your spirit guides. The more you listen to it, the more in touch with yourself you'll become. What a wonderful feeling of freedom when you no longer worry about what's ahead. So feeling the fear, do it anyway. Take your hands off the steering wheel and step into the flow. But that doesn't mean when you're driving. This is the priestess's knife. The number 1, the first house of Aries, which is the Fool, the baby of the astrology. It does either serve you or cut you, depending on how you grasp it, by the blade or the hilt. Luckily for us, it's in the upright. We'll be holding it by the hilt. So it will serve us to cut and sever ties with what no longer serves us. However, I think it's not to be used like a normal knife. So it is a ceremonial blade. Now we're talking about the Masons again. Used in rituals and magical workings. It is not a weapon and is generally not used for mundane purposes such as cutting food. Rather, its purpose is to represent the qualities of clarity, discernment, setting boundaries. In ritual and magic, its primary element in energy is air. So the air element, wherever that is in your chart, and its direction on the sacred circle is east. Look to the east. Freshening winds of awareness are blowing through your mind. It is time to cut away what no longer serves you. Open yourself to new ideas. Do not be afraid to take a stand for what you believe in and what's right. Clarity, awareness, focus. I see clearly, I make wise decisions, and I need to set boundaries in my life. So, interesting, is it not? And again in reverse, we're not getting any uprights, are we? So, the number 7 in reverse. So we are in the 7th month. The 7th house is Libra, and this is the dandelion. And what people don't know is the drugs that dandelion can replace, because the dandelion has every vitamin and mineral we need within it, is made by the manufacturers of Roundup, the ones that actually want you to get rid of the dandelions. So this is the natural, and they make the chemical alternative. Just a little snapshot of information there. So its official name is Taraxacum ophienial. So let's see what it says then. Where is it? Number 7. So we've got 7, 8. So it could be July, August. So an early Leo maybe. 7. The dandelion. The Latin name Taraxum officinale. Jupiter. So we're looking for Jupiter in the chart as well. And the sun. And we have got the sun there twice. Have we not? In reverse. Oh no, just once. Sorry. So, the elements of fire and earth, well, they're not so good together. Not so good at all. So, the magical meaning of the dandelion is a special childhood magic for many of us, with images of making wishes on their puffball seeds, but that hides powerful medicine and magic found in these humble yet kindly flowers. Named for the French Dante de Lion or Leon's tooth. These yellow flowers are medicines for the liver. So if you're drunk texting, you may be an alcoholic and have liver issues. Because of this, they're considered a Jupiterian herb, as all liver tonics are. Jupiter herbs, as well as solar herbs with the solar line imagery, are for health and wealth, prosperity and success. The deep taproot of the dandelion, where a lot of power is. This is a power struggle, possibly then with a Leo, but it's a negative energy. But a karmic lesson no less. The deep taproot of the dandelion, where a lot of the power is, helps us ground our dreams into reality and manifest our goals. The tenacious nature there, so holding on, trying to control, growing even in concrete, teaches us how to never give up. Dandelion root buried in incense or brewed with rising stem can help summon the spirits. So, as a plant medicine, the essence of dandelion is to release all that prevents us from being joyful and successful. There you go. Let go. Release. Particularly any angers or grudges, because they poison us from the inside. We hold on to that harm us. As a liver herb, the spirit of dandelion helps us release emotional poisons and relaxes into a true self when we are too tense or embody who we really are on a soul level. The solar qualities conjure in the magic of the astrological sign of Leo. So look to see where Leo's in your chart and maybe the area you need to concentrate on. Help us shine, allowing us to reclaim our playful childhood self and be who we were meant to be before we were hurt by others. The flying nature of the seeds helps us dream and fly about, reaching new lands and having new adventures that we didn't think could be possible. Dandelion indicates a time and place for you to shine. We've got it in the reverse. You are holding on to anger or poison and need to purge. There you go, therapy, possibly, and it could be from childhood abuse. Is the message that dandelion gives you. What is preventing you from moving on and moving forward and shining your light? What toxicity are you holding on to internally and why? You have to learn to release. Absolutely beautiful. It was spot on there and brought it together very, very well. So thanks for listening. I'll speak soon.